All right, so guys, this is number 7 out of 2.6, and we're supposed to be solving this equation right here. So first step we're going to do square root of 9x plus 91 equals 2x plus 14. So remember, we want to get rid of the square root, so we're going to go ahead and square both sides. So the square and the square root will cancel each other out. That's a 9x plus 14 equals, now, or 9x plus 91, I'm sorry. Let's write it over here so I don't make any more mistakes. 9x plus 91 equals, now when I'm going to square this one, the best thing for me to do is to write it out twice, okay? So we still have 9x plus 91 equals. Now let's start multiplying. So 2x and 2x is a 4x squared. 2x times 14 is a 28 with an x. We've already used this guy. Now let's use this one. So 14 times 2x is another 28x. And let's see, 14 times 14, I'm going to use my calculator here, guys. So 14 times 14, times 14 is 196. So let's come back over here, 196. All right, so now we have 9x plus 91 equals 4x squared, x squared. 28 and 28 is a 56x plus 196, okay? And so now what we want to do is we want to get 0 on the left side. So I'm going to subtract this 9x, and I'm going to subtract that 91. So, let's see. Oh, my pen is kind of fading on me. Let me see. I have something here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Okay, so now we're going to go minus 9x and minus 91. So those are going to cancel out. Okay, so now I'm going to write what I have right here on my next page. So 4x squared. 4x squared. Let's see. And let's come back one. So 56 minus 9. Let's see what that is. So let's see. 56 minus 9 is 47. Okay. So we got a 47x. And then 196 minus 91, that should be something like 105. Plus 105 equals 0. Okay, make sure I got all my numbers right. Looks good. Okay, so now we get to this step. And we're either going to factor this thing or we're going to use the quadratic formula. Okay, so off the top of my head, guys, I'm thinking, let's see. Let's go ahead and try to factor it. Let's see what happens. So 4 times 105 is going to give me 420. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for all the numbers that multiply to 420, but they need to add up to 847, right? So now I can go 1 and 420, and 2 and 210, and 3 and whatever. I'm going to just take my calculator over here on the side, guys. I got another calculator. So I'm just taking what's 420 divided by 3, 140, right? And 4 obviously in 105, and 5 and 420 divided by 5, I don't know, 84. And we can keep making this list. And so it's going to take me some time to do, but this actually might not be a bad idea. 420 divided by 8. No, 8 doesn't work. Okay, so let me get rid of this. 8 doesn't work. 420, can I divide it by 9? Nope, 9 isn't going to work. 420 divided by 10, that works. 42. Oops, sorry. So 10 and 42. Remember, I'm trying to get to a 47. So 420, divided by 12. Does 12 work? 12 and 35. Man, took us a little while, but look, those numbers right there will add up to 47. Okay, let's do it to it. So 4x squared plus 12x plus 35x plus 105 equals 0. Okay, so now from here, we need to factor something out. We can factor out a 4x, and we're left with an x plus 3. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to see if I can actually factor out a 35. So I know 35 definitely goes into there. If I want to figure out, does 35 go into 105? I'm just going to take my calculator again. Excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze. Sorry. Whew. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you guys. All right, sorry, couldn't help it. 105 divided by 35 gives me a 3. Okay, so I know you guys are probably still reeling from that dad sneeze I got. X plus 3, and then 4x plus 35 equals 0. So when we set each part equal to 0, here when I move this 3 over, that's going to be a negative 3, right? And then when I move this 35 over, that's going to be 4x equals a minus 35. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So we're going to get a negative 35 over 4. Okay, so I came up with two answers, right? One of them is a negative 3. One of them is a negative 35 over 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my original problem, which is right here. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that problem over on the next page. Square root of 9x plus 91 equals 2x plus 14. Square root of 9x plus 91 equals 2x plus 14. And what I need to do now, y'all, and I need to check my answers. So let me check negative 3. Okay, I'm going to check negative 3 first because it's probably going to be the easier one to check. So 9 times negative 3 plus 91. So this is a negative 27 plus 91. So I'm going to use my calculator to figure out what is a negative 27 plus 91. 64. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. Here we go. 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Okay, now let's see what happens when we plug it in on this side. Negative 3 plus 14. So 2 times negative 3, negative 6 plus 14. Oops. And negative 6 plus 14 is a positive 8. Okay, so far what I know is that negative 3 seems to be an answer that's going to work. So this is great. We at least got one answer. So far right here, I would definitely put negative 3. I don't know if I'm going to put another one or not. Okay. So now I'm going to take this part right here. Square root of 9x plus 91 equals 2x plus 14. Square root of 9x plus 91 equals 2x plus 14. And we have one other answer to check. We need to check negative 35 over 4. Okay. So let's see. 9 times negative 35 over 4 plus 91. Okay. So let's see. 9 times negative 35. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let me get my calculator. 9 times 35. Negative 315. So negative 315 over 4. And I think of this 91 as 91 over 1. I need to get a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply both of them by 4. So let's see. What is 91 times 4? 364. Okay. So let's see. Negative 315 plus 364. Now we have a common denominator. It's all over 4. So let me subtract those numbers. So 364 minus 315, 49. Okay. Come back here. So now we have, this is 49 over 4. And if I take the square root, that's going to give me a 7 over 2. Okay, so far we got 7 over 2 on this side. Let's deal with this side and plug in that same number. So 2 times negative 35 over 4 plus 14. So this 2 and that 4 will reduce. That's going to leave me with a 2 on the bottom. Okay, so now I have a negative 35 over 2 plus 14 over 1. Okay, and so again, I need to get a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply this guy by 2 and this guy by 2. So this is a negative 35 over 2 plus a 28 over 2. And negative 35 and 28 is going to give me a negative 7 over 2. But look what we got here. We got a positive 7 over 2. Those are not the same. So this answer does not work. The only one that works was the -3. Okay, so my answer for this one here is a -3. Kind of a long problem. I don't want to lie and tell you it isn't. Guys, just one more thing before I finish the video. If you wanted to use the quadratic formula here, you could have, right? I just went with factoring because I had a feeling this problem would factor. Usually these do. But because my number was so big, it took me a little while to find the pair that I was looking for. But if you notice, look how I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why didn't we use 8 or 9? 8 or 9 didn't go into 420. Then we used 10, then we tried 12, and we found it, okay? So anyway, if y'all got any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help.